Hi, and welcome back to Catherine's Connections. I hope you all had a great term break and are excited to get things going this term again. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of me kind of taking you through different articles and giving you some food for thought, I'm going to give you a little bit of something I worked on over break. Your 3-minute pitch presentation is going to be coming up later this term. And Professor Finnan thought it might be a good idea if I were to maybe take the presentation and put my spin on it to give you an idea of maybe something that you can do yourself. Now, before I get started, I'd like to first give you a little bit of a disclaimer because I am doing this solo, so therefore I'm not going to have a team component to my grade. And also, since I'm just doing this with the camera, I'm not going to have access to PowerPoint or graphs and different things of that sort. So when you get ready to do this yourselves, we're expecting it to be a lot more creative. We're expecting it to be a super A+ presentation. Mine is really just a baseline of something that I feel would be appropriate if you were to maybe walk into an executive's office and give them a rundown of an idea. So over break, I decided to kind of think of different ways that maybe a firm could go about and making some money, look for perhaps a need that hasn't been met. And I found myself at IKEA, a place I certainly love. And kind of this idea spun out of IKEA and the types of furniture that they produce. If you're familiar with IKEA, they produce flat pack furniture, which is furniture that you would buy that you could easily stack in your car and take home to build. And basically, from their perspective, having this type of furniture is easier to store, it's less bulky, it costs less to store, and it's really just become a very cost-effective way for them to sell furniture. Now, from the customer's perspective, the customer ends up saving a lot of money this way because those savings that the retailer has are then passed on to the customer. So you save from production, extra labor expenses, and building the furniture, and that is all passed on. The savings is passed on to the customer. Again, from the customer's perspective, it's good to have this type of furniture because you can pack it easily in your car, you can take it to college, it's very user-friendly. And also with challenging economic times, this flat pack furniture is very accessible to the everyday consumer because it's typically less money. But the onus is then on the customer to build all this furniture that they've purchased. This requires time and also tools such as screwdrivers, hammers, etc. Now, the main players in this market are IKEA. They're over $31 billion large company. You also see some manufacturers such as Dorel. They're huge in Canada and the United States. Now, the challenge I saw in this whole process is that, despite the benefits you have from saving money, customers frequently dread the words, "some assembly required." Directions can be confusing, and it just can really create some frustration when you finally get this furniture home. So the solution would be to create a company that would facilitate a network of independent builders who would then assemble this furniture. And your installation fees would be based on the job that the builder would be doing and also the time it would take them to do it. And basically, still, the overall cost to your customer is still going to be well below that than maybe your typical Raymour and Flanigan type furniture store. Because, again, the customer, even if they have someone come in and build it for them, might still be saving from extra overhead costs, salaries that these typical big box retailers of furniture have. So the solution then would also save customers time, frustration, and in the grand scheme of things, they're still saving money because they get the type of furniture they like, but at the same time, they're not paying all those extra costs. So this market opportunity would be a service competing in the market just below your professional contractor. You know, while the $375 billion broad home channel market has dropped 0.3%, money-saving products such as flat pack furniture are on the rise. And also we're seeing a shift from your professional contractor services to the do-it-yourself type activities where a customer just goes out to an IKEA and maybe buys a piece of furniture that they want to then build. This actually creates a little bit of a secondary need because contractors are losing business and they have extra time on their hands and are looking to do some jobs and maybe even for less money. So basically the competition we're seeing here is a little bit difficult to find. It's a unique business model because this company would then receive a percentage of what each contractor earns. And the firm's success is then based on how many appointments its network of builders makes and also how long each of these last. So it's a little bit difficult to precisely quantify this service because it's really not happening right now. Now, from a competition standpoint, there's direct competition and also indirect competition. I see the direct competition really being your neighborhood handyman who maybe would help out when needed if you need to put together this furniture, and also contractors who place these individuals, these builders, on specific jobs. When thinking about indirect competition, basically it would be those retailers offering already built furniture, such as your Raymour & Flanigan, American Signature Furniture, even your big box retailers such as Target, Walmart, and it's really indirect because they do in some way reduce the need for the service. Now let's briefly kind of conclude with talking about the main things that make it create a competitive advantage for this company. Well, essentially what we're looking for is to create a geek squad for construction. The main need here is that people want the savings but in the end are too busy to put together this furniture or figure out how to even put it together. And as this furniture is becoming more fashionable and higher quality, the only barrier is really the construction, which can be intimidating. This service is different because it lets customers select their furniture and save a lot of money in the process, while also saving time and frustration from putting it together. And also, the technology would be really important, the scheduling technology. It would be easy to use, you could go on at your convenience and then perhaps schedule a builder to come to your home. It could be as easy as maybe the software you see with OpenTable.com. It's very easy to set up. And finally, the big draw we really see here for customers is the convenience offered, the money saved, and those will help maybe potentially to make this a profitable venture. So that's my sales pitch to you. We again challenge you to come up with a creative idea, but we also want you to back it up with numbers, graphs, figures, the works. I encourage you to go to the library website. There are many terrific databases available to you that can give you industry information, market numbers, etc. Make use of them and good luck. This should be fun and I hope you have a good time doing it.